So obviously the start of making coffee for me is quite easy. This is hard with one hand, guys. Please believe me. It's grinding beans, which are already in there for two reasons. One of which being it's really hard to open this, pour it in, and do all that with one hand, and another one being I messed up the initial video right at the start, so I got to the point where the beans were in there, and then fucked it. Anyway, next step is to grind the beans. And, yeah, just hold it steady. Listen to the crunch of your enemies. I'm gonna skip that though because it takes about a minute. So we've got a nice amount of coffee in there. Got our kettle boiled to 92 degrees where I like it. Got our filter in, and our filter's been washed through, which I'll do again to show you because I attempted to record it, but in fact what I did was mess it up because of the way recording works. So the idea is generally just wash it out like that. The reasons being that it drains away the paper taste of the filter, because obviously if you wait till you're making the coffee, you'll get a somewhat papery coffee. And the secondary main idea being it heats everything up, because a consistent temperature control is very important for flavour extraction in coffee. Yeet that out. There we go. But yeah, so when I hit record on my phone, the record button becomes the stop button, and the pause button is to the left of that. But then when you pause it, the what was the pause button, which is on the left, then becomes the record. But obviously instinctively I go to press the middle record button, which is now stop. So several times throughout this video I've managed to stop it and have to redo it or something. But yeah, let's get some coffee in there. Ta-da! Right, so we've got our scales here, and remember we're going to start pouring the water. I'm going to set the timer on the scales and whatnot, and I'll walk you through the process of the time and the weight of everything, because it's a bit of a weird one here. So no matter what I try, I can't really get the numbers here to show up, but that's fine because I can just talk you through it. The coffee is at about 18.7 grams because I use a 1 to 15 coffee to water ratio, so that's 18.75 grams to about 300 grams of water, because apparently my cups are smaller than everyone else's, because every other ratio is like, it uses 500 grams of water. My cups won't allow that. By the way, so the way you start, set your timer, start pouring in. You want to stop about 60, that's 60 grams of water. There you go. I use a somewhat modified version of the Scott Rao V60 method, which you can find on YouTube. The idea being that now mix this in, make sure it's all soaked for an even flavour extraction. You're going to hear that a lot. Then when it hits 45 seconds, that's enough time for it to bloom and whatnot, which is right about now. Just slowly start pouring in up until we hit about 300 grams. I always go a bit over because there's a bit of a delay on the scale. If you're continuously pouring water, you've got to try and stop a bit before. Let's look now, I'm at 270, 280, stop. 290, 295, 297, not bad. Tiny bit more, there you go. Oh, 300 exact, which I know you can't see, but that's besides the point, just believe me. Beep. My kettle. And the next step is for when it hits 145, you give it a little swirl around, which, you know what? Perfect. Give it a little swirl around, which will drag all the coffee down, and allow for the rest of the extraction to be, you guessed it, even. Pulls it all down. That's about done. Now you just remove the filter, drip out the last bits. lob it in the bin. I can turn my scales off now, I don't need them. Oh, look at all that steam, eh? Pick it up. A little swirl. Turn the other way because I feel like it. A little smell. It does smell good. Pour into your cup of choice. A few sweeteners in there. Because although this coffee is relatively naturally sweet, I do prefer, well, sweeter. What I'm hoping happened there was it looked like a cool little stop motion cleanup, but if we're being realistic, it probably didn't look too good, but oh well. There you have it, coffee. Now for the oh fuck me, this video's gone on for 5.5 minutes. Now for the all important little taste. Oh, that is good. Normally I add milk, but every now and again, when I make a cup and I've got it just right, I don't need to add milk. It's just fine as is. This is one of those cups. See ya.